We were anxious to get back in the water and start heading south. We had hauled the boat out to repair a leak in our stern that had occurred from the back edge of the rudder making a puncture after a UFO collision at sea during our second Atlantic crossing. The yard was putting the pressure on us to finish because of their limited space on the hard. On top of that, our visas in Brazil were now nearly reaching their end. Could we get Sweet Ruka back in the water before our visas expired? The next step in finishing the repair would be reconnecting the copper ground that had to be moved to properly insert the core and fiberglass. Sourcing a flat copper piece was interesting until Curtis was recommended a really cool metals shop where he found a piece that would work to finish the fiberglass repair behind the rudder post. To see the full repair, check out the previous episodes.
Okay guys, we are going to do the finishing touches right here, which is put on a couple more layers of fiberglass and glass over our connector for the lightning protection. This isn't the most perfect solution in the world. Ideally, I would like to have the same ribbon to connect with, but this is what we have here in Itaji, Brazil, and this is plenty thick enough to relay any electrical charge through here. So that is what we're doing.
After the final fiberglass was laid, Curtis gave one final look to the bearings and shaft and decided to take things apart and inspect a little further. Everything looked pretty good and it only needed a bit of cleanup. The design of the J46 was strong and trustworthy. Sweet Ruka took the collision better than we had expected. When Curtis didn't need help with the repair, I was finishing up editing or finding interesting ways to entertain Roxy. The world is her backyard. We were waiting for a launch date from the boatyard when we learned the travel lift would be down for an unknown amount of time for maintenance. The boat was nearly ready to go, so some new friends of ours at the marina arranged a little motorcycle ride through the countryside. This was an old pastime for Curtis, but my first ever time on two wheels. Would I like it?
When your life's been put on hold for far too long, when the sorrow and despair is growing strong, there is always something good to be obtained for breaking loose and leaving things that kept you chained. So when you find the strength to really shed your skin, all you really need to do is search within.
Whew, my first ever motorcycle ride, and I am out of breath. It's really awesome. Indescribable feeling. I don't know, like snowmobiling maybe. Kind of similar like snowmobiling and mountain biking. Super fun, pretty exhilarating, and yeah, still trying to catch my breath. So now gonna enjoy some waterfalls. Catch ratos.
Down to those who wait. If you hold on to your pride and stand up straight, so there is comfort to be found in living things. All you really need to do is search within.
You may be wondering where we are staying since the boat has been made into a workshop during the repair, but also it's in the rules that we are not permitted to live on the boat while on the hard. We managed to find a nearby house rental, and as it turned out, we had quite the noisy neighbors and interesting visitors while on land.
Well guys, I'm here at the Airbnb and just waking up to make some coffee and found a little friend by the coffee pot and check it out. Seemingly normal little coffee station. You've got your coffee pot, coffee, sugar, tea. But if you look closely, you also have your little gecko friend. Oh, never a dull moment. So, yeah. Boat's coming along, and videos are coming along. Can't wait to get back in the water.
You may have noticed a change in hairstyle for me, and that is because I was beginning to have issues while sailing on the boat. I also thought it might make easier grooming as we head south towards cooler temperatures. Unfortunately, our time in this rental was about to expire and new renters would be moving in, so we had to find a new place to stay while waiting for the boat to go in the water. We decided to stay in the quiet beach town of Cabeçudas, where we stayed in the guest house of Waikira and Andre. And lucky enough for Curtis, Andre shared in his passion for mountain biking. They decided to go for a little trip.
We're here at Praia Brava, the bike park, and we're about to do some mountain biking here in Brazil. So, I almost dropped the bike. Let's go check it out and have some fun.
One step at a time with your head held high. So when you find the strength to really shed your skin, all you really need to do is search within. All you really need to do is search within.
Saúde.
I couldn't let Curtis have all the fun, so while he was gone, I finished up video editing and for the next day signed up for some surf lessons, having only surfed once before in the Azores. I really had to practice my Portuguese out there. Unfortunately, what started as a fun day and amazing learning experience turned into a big loss.
Had an awesome surf lesson, but we had a small problem with the drone. The drone is no more. For some reason, it was hovering just over there, really close. I mean, we could see it. It wasn't far away. They even tried to swim to it to get it, but it refused to return to its home, and it died and dropped out of the sky into the water.
Lost connection with the remote completely, right?
Yeah. We may be without some of our beautiful drone footage that we have been showing for a little bit, but we lost our memory card, which was inside there. Had a lot of footage. And this one was a wicked surfer.
Yes, we got so much footage of me actually getting up on the surfboard, and it was perfect waves, perfect condition, so definitely bummed about that, but you know, we join a special club, which is of all the sailors that have lost a drone to the sea. Not while sailing, go figure. It just happened to be a freak drone accident, really. So it's definitely it hurts, but you know, it's nobody got hurt and everybody's safe, and I'm just trying to stay positive.
It really sucked just to watch it like drop into the water, like just slowly
descend
go
to its death.
Oh.
One day this will just be another day in our memories, and don't forget to subscribe and maybe join on Patreon so we can get another drone.
Farewell, drone. Bye bye.
Okay, I play the in memoriam part.
Yeah, in memoriam drone, like The Walking Dead. Bye bye, drone.
We are getting ready to try some Amazon food, even though we are in the south of Brazil. There's a person who moved here from there, and they bring the flavors of the Amazon. So I'm so excited to try some Amazonian flavors here in Brazil. That's what you need to do. So thank you to our lovely hosts. Let's go eat. Wakira and Andre wanted to make sure we had an authentic Brazilian experience, and so they took us to one of their favorite restaurants, Sabores da Amazonias. We are trying a traditional indigenous soup here, and it's traditional to the Amazon, so it's got some shrimp in it and some other vegetables, and that's all I really know, but I'm looking forward to it. Let's give it a try. Whoa, that is a strong flavor. Can't describe it to you. It looks like a chicken broth, but it's definitely not. It's very herby, lots of herbs, and it's really, really good. All right, time to eat, guys. See you later. We ate traditional food from the Amazon rainforest region and also got to meet a famous artist from the area, whose artwork from boroichi trees decorated the restaurant. And he was kind enough to gift us this incredible tree with birds. This is a gift for us, and I named this one Curtis, Kate, and Roxy. At a certain point, the owner kept bringing us tasty treats to try, and we couldn't help but feel like the stall of the boat launch was meant to be.
Eu conheci uma amiga minha que é Quase conterrânea do Miguel, lá das Arábias de lá.
Maravilhoso. Saúde. Saúde.
We were finally given a launch date by the yard, so I scheduled a vet appointment for Roxy to get caught up on any vaccines and to receive her health certificate for travel.
Well, we are at the vet here, and while we're waiting, I am just enjoying all the different products they have here, things I've never seen before. So, yeah, check it out. Gravy to put over your dog's food, that's pretty cool. Lots of vitamins, dog vitamins. And here's my favorite, we've got dog cologne.
Roxy was all good to go, but the boat was not. Before we could go in the water, we had to put the rudder back in.
Okay guys, the travel lift is here and we are getting ready to put the rudder in before the boat goes in the water tomorrow. It's supposed to be a big storm tomorrow, so we're trying to rush. That's what the boatyard wants, so that's what we're gonna do.
I remember when we said everything will happen, and we knew we'd never fail. I wanna forget myself again, so that everything can happen. Will you please call me by my name and tell me little lies? We will never die.
Unfortunately, our visas were up and we did not have enough time to order the paint we needed to do a proper bottom job, and there were no compatible paints on hand. So all we could do for now was put a layer of paint on the bottom and try to haul out in Uruguay. Sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But for now, the repair was done and the boat was dry again, and we were ready to continue on our journey. The yard left Sweet Ruka in the slings overnight because they wanted her ready to go first thing the next day, so Curtis and I worked in the dark to reattach the steering cable and autopilot. We made sure everything was just right. The wheel was off because we had redesigned the pedestal and also repainted the wheel, so it was time to hook it all back up. Unfortunately, there was going to be many tight spaces to get into tonight.
Alright, so this should be our center spoke here, and we just have to tighten accordingly.
After the wheel was back on, it was time to reconnect the steering quadrant, another task that requires care and precision and tight spaces.
Guys, you can see here behind me that it is finally time to go back in the water. The lift has been fixed or has gone through its maintenance, and it is time to splash Sweet Ruka. We just have, you may notice, the bottom paint looks pretty bad. It's just a quick layer until we can haul out again because they didn't have time for us to do a proper bottom job. So we are going to haul out again hopefully and fix that bottom paint, but it will do for now as we go off onto the next adventure, and we are super excited to put Sweet Ruka back in her home, back in the water where she belongs. The wind is starting to pick up, which we don't want for docking, but we'll do what we can. Hopefully the rain will hold off and we'll be settled and good to go. All right guys, we'll see you later.
amigo. Conosce. Bem-vindo.
Oh, obrigado.
Desculpa, nós cervejas.
Oh, rapaz.
Once in the water, we decided to warm up the turbo and take Sweet Ruka and our marina buddy for a little spin, before pulling into the dock for the evening.
Legal?
Legal. Bacana.
Curtis is getting really good at docking, but we still miss the freedom of being at anchor. We can't believe how lucky we are to have made the repair and be back in the water and ready to go sailing again. The trip towards Cape Horn is still on.
Cervejas all around. Muito bom. Perfeito.
We did it! We're in!
All right.
Join us next week as we provision and take off for our next country south. It's a huge help if you hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks to our patrons for making these videos and repairs possible. See you next time!